Hello and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video. And for this one we have an awful lot of presentation screens. But by now you should be able to figure out what it is. So this is Power Drift, which is the Commodore 64 conversion of the Sega Y-board arcade coin-op game. And this was released in 1989, but very late in 1989, so even though it has 1990 there, yeah, it wasn't actually released then, it was just before. And only after all of that lot do we actually get the de-crunching and then the fucking trainer screen, so we'll skip past that. So, yeah, this was programmed by Chris Butler, and I'm glad to see that what he did was, I've mentioned it on numerous times, or not enabled trainers. Yeah, I've said it numerous times before that when he's either been given or has taken a job of doing a conversion of a game where, you know, the conversion is just a ridiculous idea, instead of trying to do just a pure out and out conversion, he does, well, to me anyway, he does like his interpretation of the game, and without exception he's always been able to get away with it. I mean, the coin-op original of Power Drift, I've made no secret of this, I think it's a fucking load of shit. I hate the coin-op original. I only ever played it a couple of times, that was plenty. And I reviewed the Amiga version years ago. It must be getting on like, what, 3.5 years ago? And the Amiga version is absolute fucking shit as well. It's totally unplayable and it looks fucking hideous for the same reasons that the coin-op version do, which I'll go into in a bit. So let's get the game underway. This title page is a bit unresponsive for some reason. So anyway, so you select your course, you wait for the particular driver that you want to be highlighted, and then you press fire. It makes no fucking difference at all, you know, which driver you are. They all respond the same, so let's be this bald cunt, and away we go. Now, first thing you may have noticed is that this game has both music and sound effects, but the sound effects are a bit on the sparse side. In fact, the only time you do hear any sound effects are when you pass another car, or if you hit well, anything, you hit either a roadside object or another car. And when that happens, the sound effect that's generated makes my fucking skin crawl, because to me it sounds like it's been lifted straight out of another game, and I think you'll recognise it when it happens. Now, you may have also noticed we've gone on some of these uphill sections, but unlike the fucking hideous coin-op original and Amiga versions, these ramps here are not made from the same fucking 2D bitmaps that the Y-board used, so you don't have huge great gaps in between each part of the ramp, which makes it look utter shit, and also makes it fucking difficult really to spot where you're fucking meant to be going. And that is one of my biggest like hates, or you know, that I have for this game, for the coin-op and the Amiga. But the Commodore 64 version doesn't have that. It has the solid road throughout, and every track, as I win that one, but every track has that. So as far as I'm concerned, visually, this Commodore 64 version is not only superior to the Amiga version, it is also superior to the coin-op original. Now I really fucked up this start, so I am going to struggle, and there it is, that sound. Because I really fucked up here. I had a fucking warm-up go, and fucking I've won the first 3 races. Getting fuck all nowhere now. Well, I'm in 5th. You have to finish in the top 3 to progress to the next race. Well, I'm currently 4th. I don't know if I am going to make it though, because I've really got off to a shit start, and that fucking didn't help either, you fucking cunt. Yeah, actually I'm definitely not progressing now. Foxy fucking shit cunt. The first 3 races, no matter which course you choose, are usually really fucking easy, and here I am getting fuck all nowhere. It's only the second fucking track. So this is the last lap. I'm still 4th, so you got to finish in the top 3. Right, so there's the first place car has passed the finish line. That's lapping someone, so that's not going to get me anywhere. So's that. There you go. So what a fucking bollocks up. Now the good thing is, once you've got through all of the, you know, those titles or pages, and you got to this part of the game, I think that is it. There's no more multi-load. At least it doesn't feel like it. Yeah, I didn't have this game back in the day, and I never played the 64 version until a few days ago. And here we go. And yeah, I was finding, you know, getting through to, or getting certainly through the first 3 races generally fucking easy. Here we are now, getting absolutely fuck all nowhere. So let's try this again. Now another thing that I really like about this version is none of those fucking annoying stripes in the road, which I hate. Why the fuck did games do that? Or if they weren't in the road, they were on the side of the road, you know, as an attempt to try and create an illusion of speed. Well, do what it's done here. Use roadside objects. That, you know, we see those, we recognise them as things, you know, driving past something while you're on the road. Yeah, we're familiar with that. We don't have fucking stripes in the, you know, in the middle of the fucking road. Or stripes, you know, going along the road from start to finish. So I think, yeah, visually, again, the whole like road routine and everything does look good. Now, I also have to say that the game is far more playable than either the Amiga or the coin-op original versions. So, as far as I'm concerned, what Chris Butler has done is take an arcade coin-op game that is a fucking load of shit and has turned it into a game that's actually not too bad. Oh, fuck, the gear change. It's not perfect. I've just illustrated one problem, which is that because there is no engine sound, you can't tell when is the best time to change into low or high gear, and sometimes you can't even tell if you are in low or high gear, apart from the fact that you seem to be crawling along. I mean, I know it is written across the top there, but it's not exactly easy to see, especially if you are, you know, in the middle of a fucking race. So here we are, doing a lot better. And the collision detection is also a bit suspect. Those last two cars I passed, I basically went straight through them. And a lot of the time when going around corners, I see, you know, it seems to be very generous with the collision detection. Until you get to the fourth track. And then suddenly the collision detection, you only have to so much as breathe on something and your car is fucking spinning and you are out of it. Which I think is a bit cuntish, to put it mildly. Especially as it's giving you, you know, reason to think, hey, maybe I'm not too bad at this game. After doing so well on the first, like, you know, 3 courses. So I'll win that one. So I've won the first 2, each race is only 4 laps. So here we go, then on to race 3. And right, hit that one. How many of you have been able to figure out where that sound effect, when you are spinning round, has come from? Yeah, it's the tyre squeal effect from fucking hard driving. Oh, come on, surely they didn't need to stoop so low as to take a fucking sound effect from hard driving. See, again, very generous with the collision detection there. Now on the next track, and again, we'll say on the next course, assuming I get there, well, I'm currently in second, so I should do okay. Yeah, on the next course, you ain't getting away with that. So all of a sudden, the difficulty is rather artificially fucking ramped up. Look at that, I went straight through him there. Now this car I'm approaching looks like being the leader, but then I plough it in the back of that cunt, so it doesn't look like I'm going to be winning this, but I should finish in the top 3. This is the last lap, so... Yeah, so he's crossed the finish line. There you go, so second, so I will progress to race 4. There's only one more race after this, but I won't be getting to it because, yeah, this is where it gets just fucking stupid. And there we go, so I brushed against that one. And this is what race 4 is like all the way through. You know, you just try to move away from him, but no fucking chance. Yeah, you go. See, all the other races prior to this one, I would have got around that still, no problem. But now it's there you go. So the game, well, it goes from being pretty fucking easy actually on the first 4 circuits, or the first 3 rather, courses, to then being fucking stupidly hard on the 4th one. I dread to think what the 5th one is like. Then, I mean, I've never got there and I'm never likely to because, well, yeah, I just won't. So where am I? 6th. I think the best I've finished on the 4th course is 4th, so I only just missed out, but yeah, I'm crashing way too fucking many times now. So, let's see, trying to avoid that car, and it sent me off the edge. When you fall off the edge of the racetrack, yeah, it does look a bit shit actually. So, yeah, I'm only now starting the final lap. Those other two had already finished the race. So there we go, absolutely fuck all nowhere, as always. Right, well, let's try a different course. Let's try course B. And let's get the review underway. Graphically and the presentation, I think they are both pretty fucking good for the most part. The hills, although they don't have those, that shitty fucking use of 2D bitmaps, and therefore there are huge gaps in the supposed road that you're driving over. But they do seem to sort of be standing, completely free, like this. No supports or anything, and it does look a bit weird, but it still looks a damn sight better than, how they've been done in the Amiga version and the coin-op. All of the presentation screens I think are really well done, and right down to the way that your driver is lowered into the seat of the car once you've selected your course and everything else. So yeah, I think they've done a great job on how the game looks. In terms of audio, the tune is okay, it's nothing remarkable. The sound effects, there aren't very many of them. It's basically when you pass a car, and then there's that fucking sound effect that it's straight from fucking hard driving. Oh, come on, you don't want to take you don't want to take anything from hard driving. So yes, I am not impressed with the sound effects in the slightest. So I think the audio is definitely the weakest area of the game by quite a distance. And then the gameplay, it can get frustrating, and I really do not like the way that the difficulty level going up has been really artificially done by the way that it's quite generous with the collision detection in the first 3 races, and then along comes the 4th and suddenly not a fucking prayer. Other things that spoil the gameplay are no engine sound from your car, so it's not always easy to tell if you're in the low or high gear. Yeah, that's not particularly well done, but that's about it. Other than that, it is quite playable. Like I say, the weird thing is I detest the game that this is a conversion of, and the Amiga version is a fairly faithful copy of the coin-op, which is one of the reasons why I fucking can't stand it. But because this is, I say, to me, this is more of an interpretation of the game rather than a straight, conversion. What we actually have here is a game that is a lot more playable and a lot more enjoyable than the coin-op conversion, the coin-op original. So, okay, it's a bit of a fucking horrible colour scheme here. I have a feeling this is one of those circuits. Oh, no, it isn't. I was going to say one of those circuits where the whole thing is raced above, regular ground level. It's not, but a lot of it is. Not the whole thing, though. Some graphics glitches there. So, yeah, I guess to sum up, it's a great conversion because it massively improves on the original game. The original game was an absolute fucking hateful load of shite. And this, although I wouldn't go so far as to say, yeah, I think it's fucking amazing, I really love it. No. But it is a massive improvement over the game that it's a conversion of. So, how do I rate it? Well, let's see if we can finish this race. I'm currently in second. That's the leader I'm just about to pass. There we go. So even though I've crashed, I think I crashed a couple of times, I ended up winning that one. But here we are now with the difficulty now being artificially ramped up for race 4. So let's see what we get. Fucking, yeah, what a flying start. So I'm already down to 8th, which means I'm pretty sure that I'm now not, yeah, I'm definitely not going to be getting past this. But again, that was a roadside object where on the first 3 races I'd have got away with that, but no, not here. Obviously that was more like the sort that I was getting away with, but yeah. Fucking hell. Well, I thought I was doing alright. I was getting myself back up to, well, I got up to 5th. Dropped down at the end, yeah. So, what score do I give it? I will give this 7 out of 10. So a massive improvement over the shitty game that it's a conversion of. But it does get frustrating still. It's not perfect. Yeah, I mean, but it's better than you know, as weird as it may sound, it's better than the game it's supposed to be a copy of. Well, it's not so much a copy, you know what I mean? I would much rather play this, you know, this 64 version than the arcade coin-op original version every fucking time. So there you go, Power Drift for Commodore 64, 7 out of 10. Yeah, surprisingly enjoyable. It's still not a game I would play regularly, not in the slightest, but it's just so much better than the coin-op original. So I guess if you do fancy giving Power Drift a try and you don't know which version, this is the one. Bollocks for the coin-op or the Amiga version, this is the one to try out. So there you go. That brings this review to an end, and we'll be back with the next one where it will be the first of a different system. I'll be doing about half a dozen or so videos of games from a system not the Commodore 64. Which one will that be? Well, you find out when the first one gets uploaded, won't you? So yeah, we'll see you there.